Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to perform an advanced scan on our target. More specifically, our target is going to be the Metasploitable 2 virtual machine. So again, make sure you have that up and running and you know the local IP address after you've bridged the connection. In my case, the local IP address is 192.168.1.100. Alright, so let us just open up our terminal and we can just open up the nmap help command. Alright, so the nmap help command, as simple as that, and just give it a few seconds. There we are. Alright, fantastic. So as I said, in this video, we're going to be looking at how to perform an advanced scan, or an aggressive scan for that matter. Alright, so in order to perform an aggressive scan, we're going to be using the A command or the A parameter. Alright, so as you can see, the A parameter here, which is again for aggressive scanning, has several options that it gives you or results that it will scan for. It enables OS detection, so it will detect the operating system that is running on our target that we're scanning, the version of the software that is running. So again, if your target has an FTP port that's open, it's going to detect what version of the software or the service that is running on the FTP port. It'll scan for scripts, perform a trace route, and more specifically, some of the other fantastic options that it does give you is the ability to use the O command. So it actually includes the O command right here. So if I can just find the O parameter, again, it enables OS detection. So it is a combination of a multiple types of commands. So in this case, it's a combination of the O command. It is a combination of the trace route command, etc., etc. All right. So in order to use it, it is really very simple. All we have to do is firstly, let me just clear that up. We just start off with the nmap command and we use our target IP address. Now your target IP address could be local or it could be a public IP address if you're targeting, if you're trying to target a computer that is outside of your network. So in my case, the IP address for the Metasploitable 2 virtual machine is 192.168.1.100. Fantastic. So we're going to enter that in really simply like so. And now you might be asking, well, what's happening here? Well, aren't we supposed to specify the parameter? Well, yes, we specify the parameter before the target. So the parameter is the A command, as you can see, and there you are. So it's nmap A 192.168.1.100, and you just hit enter. Now, by default, you can also run this on a network range or a subnet if you feel that you need to scan it on the entire network. Again, you can choose an IP range if you feel the need to as well. So let us just hit enter and let's see what results we get. All right, so I've started the scan, as you can see, and we're just going to give it a few seconds and I'll get back to you once the scan is complete. All right, so the scan is complete and here we have the results. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go all the way to the top here and we're just going to analyze the results that we got. All right, so as for the timestamp, we can see that it gives us a nice timestamp there, and it obviously tells us that the host is up, and it goes through the ports that it's supposed to scan through, and as you can see, 977 ports were closed. As for the other ports that were open, you can see it is sorted in terms of the port, the state, the service, and the version. Again, very, very important that we can see the version that is allowed or that is currently installed. So in this case, we're the VSFTPD 2.3.4, which is vulnerable by default on the Metasploitable 2 virtual machine. So as you can see, you now have versions of the softwares that are currently running or the services that are running on the ports. So by default, you can see that we get some more information about the FTP port. So it's going to tell you that the anonymous FTP login is allowed. Now that is a huge security flaw that by default should be disabled. Anonymous FTP logins should not be allowed anyway. So again, this is a fantastic way of finding what services are currently running and any vulnerabilities that could be existing. All right. So as for the FTP service status, you can see it gives you information about the FTP software, the version, and again, any information regarding whether or not anonymous FTP logins are allowed. All right. As for the other ports, you can see, for example, the SSH port. You have your OpenSSH that is running on the Debian Ubuntu. And something really, really interesting is it was able to get the SSH host keys, which are right here. Fantastic as well. Information that was leaked there. You have your telnet, your SMTP, port that is currently open. And if we just scroll all the way to the bottom here, we can see we have the TCP port, which is by default always there. You have your MySQL. So again, it tells you what version of MySQL is currently running, which again, by default, if you do your research and vulnerability analysis, you will find that this is also vulnerable to an SQL brute force login. So it's always interesting to run the aggressive or the advanced scan on your target to get information, to get more information about your target regarding the versions of the software that is running. All right, really important. Okay. As for your PostgreSQL database, you can also see that the port is open. If we just scroll all the way to the bottom here, looking at the other results that we were able to gather, you can see that we were able to get the NetBIOS name, which is Metasploitable. Really important information you can gather here. You can gather the username, the MAC address, and as for the operating system, it was able to detect it as Unix, which is running Samba, the Samba server, and it gives you the work group information. So this is regarding the web, the file, the local server that is running on the virtual machine. All right, so as you can see, it then also performed a traceroute here with information regarding the traceroute, which you can also analyze for yourself. Again, depending on what target you're scanning, the results will vary. All right, so that was how to perform the aggressive scan on a target. And that's going to be it for this video. In the next video, we'll be looking at some output options and how to output your results to files. All right, so I'll be seeing you in the next video.